playthrough, the new update of Path of Exile, the Awakening. It's the newest expansion that's out for Path of Exile. I believe it's the third one. And go ahead and log in here real quick. And we're going to do kind of a clean run through. I'll give you a quick rundown of
Attention prisoners! We have crimes against Doriath.
Obviously, they've changed up some of the leads, and some of the options they have are pretty cool. But
the Majesties of Ariath the Merciful have granted all exiles one weapon. Choose wisely. Ariath has bestowed a gift upon you, a chance to redeem your crimes, a new life. Do not squander it.
All right, and start with the Templar. He's kind of a unique class.
I fought, wept, and bled for God and the Order. I would have died for my Templar brothers, every single one. And how do they reward my piety, my devotion? They exile me to the land of the damned, to Rayclast. I know now that my brethren are merely God's tools. He has given me this path to walk, so I shall muster my strength and my power, and my faith. It is my shield against the darkness to come.
And as I said, it's a bit of a unique class. You can build him up as a kind of paladin tank with buffs and boosters, or you can play him as an elemental damager. You can play him melee, you can play him as a caster. He's really one of the most versatile classes I've found, so as far as I go, and I'm sure there's probably veteran players out there who tell me to shut my mouth, but as far as I've gotten, it's he's proved more than capable to the challenge, even with my ham-handed attempts at the skill tree, which is something I'll get into later. Okay, next one is the duelist, or no, actually the assassin.
A simple job, I was told. Silence a big mouth, get a big payout, and no one was going to be the wiser. Tidy, except for one loose end. Me. I would have kept my mouth shut. Professional integrity, it's called. Unfortunately, not something my employers believed in. They raised a toast to a job well done. I drank, and the next thing I know, I'm on this stinking crate bound for exile. It's not a complete loss, I suppose. The way I hear it, there'll be plenty of work for a man of my talents in Rayclast.
And even though I just called him the duelist, he's an assassin character. I mean, it's traps, it's high dexterity, it's DPS. He's basically, that's what he is. He's an assassin. Pretty straightforward. And next we have the Gruy Berserker.
I am a warrior, raised to honor my ancestors, to die with a weapon in my hand and the Karui way in my blood. Oriath chained me, made me its slave. For 3 years, I have lived without my family, my pride, my way. I welcome exile. I welcome Rayclast. Hear me, ancestors. A slave stands behind you. A warrior stands before you. And death walks at our side.
And the Karui Marauder is basically your standard fighter class. Two-handed, two-weapon, tanky, heavy. However, pretty much you want to build them up. They're pretty good at crowd control. They have quite a few good skills for that, like leap, slam, whirlwind, etc. They still, I think, are still very viable. And that's pretty much all you need to know about him. Next is the Ranger.
No life can be owned. Not a deer's, not a rabbit's, and not mine. Every creature has a birth-given right to live however it will. however it can. My right is to hunt, to feed off the wilderness in the understanding that one day the wilderness will feed off me. The fat lords of Oriath have no such understanding. They call me poacher and thief, clap me in irons and haul me like cargo into exile. No matter. I'll make the forests and mountains of Rayclast my new home. My freedom and my bow, that's all I need.
And the Ranger, I mean, these games always have to have a projectile-based class. That's the Ranger. She tends to, have split skills, elemental damage adding skills, and a whole plethora of different little things you can pick up in the skill tree. But once again, another fairly straightforward character, and you can play like pretty much any other archer character. And then we had the duelist.
He had it coming. Was I supposed to bear such insults with inaction, simply because of his high birth? That lord sang a different tune with 6 inches of steel in his guts. Now they call me a criminal for defending my honor. I'd do the same again to anyone who crossed me. I care naught for riches, little for friendship. The duel is all I need. I may be in exile, but I will carve a road back to Oriath, one foe, one victory at a time. Ill fortune may have banished me to Rayclast, but I will live to hear them scream my name in the great arenas again.
And the duelist is one I actually haven't messed around a lot with. I briefly took a look at him earlier before I started recording, and he seems to be semi-similar to the Shadow in that he's another high dexterity, high agility character with quick strikes. Relies on combinations, and that's about it. It's actually probably the character that I'm going to be choosing for this, just because I haven't messed with him yet. And then finally we have the witch.
They were right to fear me. If only they had listened to their cowardice. Had they not taken my home with fire, I would not have taken their children. Now I'm banished to Rayclast. I've heard the dark rumors, seen the terror in the other exiles' eyes. But to me, one land is like any other. The elements are my allies, the dead are my servants, and fear will be my closest friend.
And the witch is your primary magic-based class. You can have anything from totems to summoning to necromancy to straight elementalists. Pretty much there's a whole array of skills that she can pick up and use that are magical based, and she's pretty powerful as long as you keep her supplied with mana. But like I said, I think I'm going to be choosing the duelist for this playthrough simply because
he had it coming. Was I supposed to bear such insults with inaction, simply because of his high birth? That lord sang a different tune with 6 inches of steel in his guts. Now they call me a criminal for defending my honor. I'd do the same again to anyone who crossed me. I care naught for riches, little for friendship. The duel is all I need. I may be in exile, but I will carve a road back to Oriath, one foe, one victory at a time.
And then again, maybe we aren't. But the servers have been kind of janky lately. There we are. Let's try this again.
Attention, prisoners! For your crimes against Oriath, you
Jump
may be
right
exiled.
into it.
He had it coming. Was I supposed to bear such insults with inaction,
here, guys.
simply because of his high birth?
This time we'll...
That lord sang a different
Hey,
tune.
there we go. Alright, and apparently we've washed up on the beach here. And we've got another guy over here. Let's go talk to him.
Bastards dumped near 24 of us off that ship. You and me were all that survived the swim. Never was much difference between exile and a dead sentence. Once I catch my breath here, we'll take a look around, see what Rayclast has on offer. I thought I saw smoke at those ruins up the beach. It could be worth checking if there's...
Whoa! Holy! Guess we're just gonna punch him to death.
Even
Looks
the
like we got
dead
our
rise
first
to challenge
skill.
me here.
performs 2 fast attacks on a target enemy with your main and melee weapon. Alright, well, now I guess we just have to go get ourselves a weapon. And how this works is actually pretty similar to any Diablo game. If you played that, then I mean, you're going to be instantly at home here. Tab auto map, so you can kind of map as you're going. You can still smash barrels, and probably got ourselves some more enemies over there. And I guess we'll go punch them to death too. Tell they're shooting things at us, and they're projectile-based monster. Looks like we might need it. Sick of the old potion there. Some more corpses down here. Hard to find. Now, as you may have noticed, that when I use a potion, it's not actually like Diablo, as in you don't have them in quantity. And this is kind of unique. You actually have flasks for both healing, some actual buffs like Quicksilver's flasks, which will actually buff up your movement speed, and then you have your mana flasks. And how they work is you only take part of them when you use them. So, and they don't refill unless you're constantly killing monsters. So, or they tend to regenerate over time as well. But it kind of saves on trying to cram as many into your inventory. Wow, too bad I am not a caster. That wand will do me no good. Anyway, as I was saying, it kind of solves the issue of having to cram your inventory full of potions, so it works out pretty well like that. Man, I just keep hitting all the explosive barrels. And right about now, I'm wishing I had a weapon. And I might have to run away and try and narrow the pack. Taking a beating over here. Ooh. Run away again. Beat up some of the projectile. And as you can tell, that's the only bad thing about the way they handle potions is if you're in a situation like this where you can't guarantee yourselves quick kills, then you can end up running out. Whereas if you have a stack of them, you can just keep on using them no matter what. I'm sure there's probably a happy medium where you don't. Where you can both conserve your inventory space and have the flexibility of not having to worry about constant XP in order to and an empty chest. Man, I'm just having no luck at this. What do you know, more enemies. Oh, zombie punching simulator. Pretty sure that's not how you're meant to play this class. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever had... It's been a while since I played this, but I seem to remember that they at least used to give you a rough look when they started. Now it's a little rough. I guess we'll just keep on punching. Looks like I'm also getting close to a level up. Kind of show you just how massive the skill tree actually is for each class. Hey.
It's nice not to be dead yet.
So, let's run away here real quick and I'll show you this. Okay, as you can tell, and you can actually zoom in and zoom out so you can get a better idea. Make sure they're not following me here real quick. You can tell there's multiple paths and some paths unlock different things and different abilities, as well as passives. Like on one side we have attack speed and accuracy, and the other physical attack damage and life. And I mean, what you choose, especially in the early game, will pretty much defines how you want your character to kind of flesh itself out. Because as you can tell, you can actually hybrid in between. So you've got, you know, an encyclopedia worth of skills and passives here that you can look into. As for right now, we're probably going to go with damage and life, especially since we can't seem to get our hands on a weapon. So, go ahead and apply the points and exit out of here. Go back in for round 2. Gauntlets. Nope, that is armor. But that's okay. I'll take that too. Okay. Well, now the things start dropping. Fortunately, not really. No. As you can tell, it actually doesn't track arrow usage. Actually, what you can do is pick up quivers later. I mean, if you're playing a melee class or a range class, and that'll actually, you know, work at giving you like an attack boost, etc. Obviously, one hasn't dropped, so I don't have one, so it's pretty much just those base damage. Go ahead and chug another potion real quick. Show if anything we've missed around here. Looks like we're coming up on some kind of encampment. Of course, filled with our old buddies, the drowned. Whoa. Well, this certainly seems to be going a lot easier now that we have a weapon. Whoa, holy, well, that seems to be our first boss fight there. Guess we're just gonna play a rope-a-dope with him. I don't seem to remember him pulling a weapon out of himself. Ooh, that didn't feel good. And looks like we're going to nail fist. That is a shadow weapon. So I can use the hatchet if I want. But there really isn't that much of a significant damage boost there, so. And Twig Spirit Shield, which is a witch item. So we're going to keep on moving. Well. That might have been something. I guess it's just put there to tease us. Alright, looks like we're reaching some kind of encampment here. where we're gonna end it, and next video I'll take you on a quick tour of Lion's Eye Watch, which is basically your first little encampment that you come across, at least on the coastal part of the first act. And thanks for watching, and any critique that you have for me, go ahead and leave a comment, and I hope you like it. Hit the like button. Thanks.